What's up, y'all, man? This is your boy Yah's Chosen One. We're going to continue in the great book of Jasher. We're on Jasher chapter 26. We're on verse 17. This is the continuation of the origins of the white man, the Caucasoid, and how it came to be. If you have any suggestions, hit me up at the bottom. Be more than happy to answer them for you. All right. Verse 17. And the boys grew up to their 15th year. So they're 15 years old. They're becoming men. And they came amongst the society of men. This is Genesis 25, verse 27. Esau was a designing and deceitful man. How about that? He was clever. He knew how to get things done. I kind of compare it to today, man. How the white man got their lands. Because think about it. There was no such thing as Europe. It was always Asia. You look at any map that was past something. Look at older maps. There was no Europe. There was Asia. And the further we get in Jasher, the further you're going to see how Europe got to be. And how they flushed the Asians out of Europe, and they took over Europe with Chittim, and we'll go over that real soon. But you just think of all the lands that they've taken, man, and how they conquered everything, man. Just take a look at how they did it. Even the United States. All the lands that's oil rich, how countries that's natural resource plentiful, man. How did they get those countries? How did they take over? Think about it. So here's another characteristic of Esau. He was a designing and deceitful man. So he was an expert hunter in the field. So he likes to hunt. He's very deceitful, he was like, okay, I'll give you this, you give me that, blah, 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 and he eventually stabbed me in the back. And Jacob was a man perfect and wise. See, when I see gangsters and stuff, man, it just lets me know just how far we've gone from being the spiritual people that we're supposed to be of Yah, man. Into a people that they're trying to destroy, because no way you should have the mentality of wanting to shoot another brother over, whose turf this is, or some gym shoes or something like that. I mean, we've gone that far off, man. That's how we are. Jake, we're supposed to be a man perfect and wise. Keep reading your books. So the main books you should be reading is your Bible. This is your history book. Dwelling in tents, feeding flocks, and learning the instructions of Yah and the commands of his father and mother. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to learn, listen to your mother and father, be obedient, honor your father and mother. Most brothers, man, we always get the bad jobs. But, we know we got to eat, so we got to do the work, man. We're not over there trying to conquer the world and stuff like that. You got some of these Illuminati and these Masonry nigga and these Boule niggas, doing stuff, and they're acting just like they're just fitting the prototype of this world, how this world is run right now. But a typical Jake, man, we don't like all that, man. We'll sing and dance, we'll party, we like to have fun. We're not trying to worry about world domination and stuff like that. But, like I said, we got these people who are infiltrating themselves into, the white man's society. And they're acting just like Esau. You know what I'm saying? And Isaac and the children of his household dwelt with his father Abraham in the land of Canaan, as the Almighty had commanded them. See, he's following the instructions of Yah. He's dwelling in the land of Canaan. Remember, we're still sojourning in this land. This isn't our land, so we're just there. And Isaac, all right, and Ishmael, the son of Abraham, went with his children and all belonging to them, and they returned there to the land of Havilah, and they dwelt there. That's Genesis chapter 25, verse 18. And all the children of Abraham's concubines went to dwell in the land of the east. So they went east. Probably in certain sections of what we call today Asia. You know, they went east, you know, populating like northern Africa, or, you know, lands of the east, what we know today, those dark-skinned Asians. For Abraham had sent them away from his son and had given them presents, and they went away. That's in Genesis 25, verse 6. And Abraham gave all that he had to his son Isaac, and he also gave him all his treasures. Genesis 25, verse 5. And he commanded him, saying, Dost thou not know and understand Yah is the Almighty in heaven and in earth, and there is no other beside him. And it was he who took me from my father's house and from my birthplace, and gave me all the delights upon earth, who delivered me from the counsel of the wicked, for in him did I trust. Like 2 times that Abraham was with Sarah, and they went to places where he knew, because Sarah was so fine and so pretty, that wicked king would try to kill him to get to Sarah, man. But the Most High delivered him and spoiled the kings. One time with Abimelech, and another time with whoever the king of Egypt was. And it was he who took me from my father. Okay. And he brought me to this place, and he delivered me from Kasdim. And he said unto me, To thy seed will I give all these lands, and they shall inherit them when they keep my commandments, my statutes, and my judgments that I have commanded thee, and which I shall command them. And that's what we need to get back to, man, is reading these statutes, commandments, and these laws that the Most High has given us, man, and stop whoring after these other gods. Now therefore, my son, hearken to my voice, and keep the commandments of Yah the Almighty, which I commanded thee. Do not turn from the right way, either to the right or to the left, in order that it may be well with thee and thy children after thee forever. And that's all we got to do, man. We just got to come back to the Most High and stop being wicked and stupid. And remember the wonderful works of Yah, and his kindness that he has shown toward us, in having delivered us from the hands of our enemies. And Yah, the power, caused them to fall into our hands. And now therefore keep all that I have commanded thee, and turn not away from the commandments of the Almighty, and serve none beside him, in order that it may be well with thee and thy seed after thee. Don't you serve nothing else, man. You hear me, Jake? You serve Yah and Yah only. That is why his son Yehoshua said, Don't bow down to me. There's nobody good but the Most High. You bow down to Yah. And teach thou children, all right. All right, and teach thou thy children, and I see the instructions of Yah and his commandments, and teach them the upright way in which they should go, in order that it may be well with them forever. And Isaac answered his father and said unto him, That which my Lord has commanded, that will I do, and I will not depart from the commands of Yah, my power. I will keep all that he commanded me. And Abraham blessed his son Isaac, and also his children. And Abraham taught Jacob the instruction of Yah and his ways. So Jacob had all the awesome people. He had Abraham, he had Eber, he had Shem. He had all these people teaching instruction. And it was at that time that Abraham died. And in the 15th year of the life of Jacob and Esau, the sons of Isaac, and all the days of Abraham were 175 years. And he died and was gathered to his people in good old age, all old and satisfied with days. And Isaac and Ishmael his sons buried him. That's Genesis 25, verse 7, verse 8. And when the inhabitants of Canaan heard that Abraham was dead, they all came with their kings and princes and all their men to bury Abraham. And all the inhabitants of the land of Haran, and all the families of the house of Abraham, and all the princes and grandees, and the sons of Abraham by the concubines, all came when they heard of Abraham's death. And they required Abraham's kindness, and comforted Isaac his son, and they buried Abraham in the cave which he brought from Ephraim the Hittite, and his children for the possession of a burial place. And all the inhabitants of Canaan and all those who had known Abraham wept for Abraham a whole year. And men and women mourned over him. There was more to this guy, Abraham, than meets the eye, man. This guy was nice. He was rich. He was nice, man. You know, if you passed through his town, he always made sure you had food. And then it even said his wisdom was better than the Egyptians. This dude had lots of wisdom too, man, because the Most High gave him wisdom, man. He showed him the way. And all the inhabitants of Canaan and all the little children and all the inhabitants of the land wept on account of Abraham, for Abraham had been good to them all, and because he had been upright with the Almighty and men. And there arose not a man who feared the Almighty like unto Abraham, for he had feared the Almighty from his youth, and had served Yah, and had gone in all his ways during his life, from his childhood to the day of his death. And Yah was with him, and delivered him from the counsel of Nimrod and his people. And when he made war with the 4 kings of Elam, he conquered them. You remember all that stuff in Jasher, man, when those kings went out to fight, and Abraham had to get his nephew back, Lot. And he brought all the children of the earth to service of the Almighty, and he taught them the ways of Yah, and caused them to know Yah. You know, some of them didn't even know Yah. But Abraham was mighty, man. He made sure, like, man, this is what I served. You wonder how I got like this? The Most High gave this to me, man. And he brought all the children of the earth to service Yah, the Almighty. All right. And he formed a grove, and he planted a vineyard therein. And he had always prepared in his tent meat and drink to those that passed through the land, that they might satisfy themselves in his house. And he made sure that they was all right. And Yah, the Almighty, delivered the whole earth on account of Abraham. And it was after the death of Abraham that the Almighty blessed his son Isaac and his children. And Yah was with Isaac, and he had been with his father Abraham. For Isaac kept all the commandments of Yah, as Abraham his father had commanded him. He did not turn to the right or to the left from the right path which his father had commanded him. All right. So we're going to continue reading. We're going to go back into this guy Esau, okay? This is the origins of Esau, man. This is the origin of the Caucasians. This is your father. This is your progenitor, okay? And Esau at that time, this is chapter 27 in the great book of Jasher. And Esau at that time, after the death of Abraham, frequently went in the field to hunt. That's what he liked to do, you know. That's just what he liked to do. And Nimrod, king of Babel, the same was Amraphel. See, this guy Nimrod has lots of names. And when you see our U.S. troops going in places and, over, in the Middle East and stuff, man, they trying to find something, man. Yeah, they trying to find weapons of mass destruction, man. And why they wanted to get inside Iraq and some of those ancient places, they looking for something, man. They looking for something. Believe that, man. These people are wicked. They trying to get DNA. They trying to raise up. They trying to raise up and find these angels too. Those angels that's locked in Tartarus, and some of this wicked knowledge that these things have. All right. The same was Amraphel. Also frequently went with his mighty men to hunt in the field, and to walk about with his men in the cool of the day. And Nimrod was observing Esau all the days, for a jealousy was formed in the heart of Nimrod against Esau all the days. All right, so you got this great man, this guy Nimrod is still living somehow. And then you got this new cat on the scene, Esau, who's a great hunter, man. That's what he liked to do. He liked to polish up on his skills every day. He loved to go out to hunt. He liked the thrill of hunting. He liked the killing wild game. And it lives on in his children today, man. Who likes to do that? Who goes out to hunt like that, man? Who does that? Come on, don't be stupid. And on a certain day, Esau went in the field to hunt, and he found Nimrod walking in the wilderness with his 2 men. And all his mighty men and his people were with him in the wilderness, but they removed at a distance from him. And they went from him in different directions to hunt. And Esau concealed himself for Nimrod, and he lurked for him in the wood. Look at this. So I don't know why Esau wanted to do this, but I don't know if they knew each other, but maybe they had a clash every now and then, because Esau had become to be famous because he was this good outdoorsman, and Nimrod didn't like it. So something's about to go down. And Nimrod and his men that were with him did not know him. And Nimrod and his men frequently walked about in the field at the cool of the day, and to know where his men were hunting in the field. And Nimrod and 2 of his men that were with him came to the place where they were, when Esau started suddenly from his lurking place and drew his sword and hastened and ran to Nimrod and cut off his head. Cut off his head. This was the thrill of killing somebody. I know you see a lot in the war movies of like, what's it like to kill somebody? This guy Nimrod, the progenitors of these Caucasians, this is what he done. This is your progenitor. See, there is a difference between black races. There's a difference between me. I am not an African. My forefathers were sold from Africa, but I am not an African, okay? Let me put my power plug up in there, all right? And Africans know I'm not African. Trust me, they know. They know we're not Africans. They know damn well we're not African. We're not related to them. That's why they sold us off to America, because they know we're not African. All right, let's read on. So Nimrod cut this dude's head off. And all the mighty men of Nimrod who had left him to go to the wilderness heard the cry at a distance, and they knew the voices of the 2 men. And they ran to know the cause of it, when they found their king and the 2 men that were with him lying dead in the wilderness. How about that? Oh, I skipped verse 8. And Esau fought a desperate fight with the 2 men that were with Nimrod. And when they called out to him, Esau turned to them and smote them to death with his sword. This dude Esau. Who gets in arms races? Who always tries to make the best weaponry? We're giving you characteristics of who this Esau character is. All right? So he's killed Nimrod, and he's killed 2 of Nimrod's goons. And all the mighty men of Nimrod who had left him to go to the wilderness heard the cry at a distance, and they knew the voices of those 2 men. And they ran to know the cause of it, when they found their king and the 2 men that were with him lying dead in the wilderness. And when Esau saw the mighty men of Nimrod coming at a distance, he fled and thereby escaped. And Esau took the valuable garments of Nimrod, which Nimrod's father had bequeathed to Nimrod, and with which Nimrod prevailed over the whole land, and he ran and concealed them in his house. You remember back in what part of Jasher was that? I think it was Ham stole those garments from Noah, those garments of Adam and Eve that the Most High sewed together when Adam and Eve found out that they was naked. The Most High made those garments for them. It was Ham that stole the garments from Noah, and when Ham started having his sons, he gave them to his son Nimrod. And now Esau has those garments. And I guarantee you, there's so much wickedness going in this world. If these items are still here in this world. It's only a certain amount of people who have it. You know, it's elitists, it's people, or it's the Vatican, or somebody has these garments. Somebody has these garments, man. I don't know who, but it's some elitist group, some Illuminati, some elitists, some, or either the Vatican Church. They have these garments. And Esau took those garments and ran into the city on account of Nimrod's men. And he came into his father's house, wearied and exhausted from fight. And he was ready to die through grief when he approached his brother Jacob and sat before him. That's Genesis 25, verse 29. Now you see why he came in. The Bible said he came in from a hunt, fainted. Now you see why he did, right? And he said unto his brother Jacob, behold, I shall die this day, and wherefore then do I want the birthright? What is it any good to me? And Jacob acted wisely with Esau in this manner, and Esau sold his birthright to Jacob, for it was so brought about by Yah. And you saw that? That's in Genesis 25, verse 31 and 32. Now you saw that, right? Who brought this about? Just like all the times that Pharaoh wouldn't let the people of Israel go, who brought that about? Yah. In order to glorify himself, Yah does things in order to receive the glory. And look what happened. Verse 13. And Esau's portion in the cave of the field of Machpelah, which Abraham had brought from the children of Heth for the possession of a burial ground, Esau also sold to Jacob. He even sold his burial place to Jacob. And Jacob bought all this from his brother Esau for value given. And Jacob wrote the whole of this in a book, and he testified the same with witnesses, and he sealed it, and the book remained in the hands of Jacob. See, Jacob wasn't stupid. He also wrote it all down, man. Your word is bond, man. And I'm going to put it down. It's a contractual agreement. And when Nimrod, the son of Cush, died, there we go. He's the son of Cush. He was a Hamite. Died, his men lifted him up and brought him in consternation and buried him in his city. And all the days that Nimrod lived were 215 years, and he died. See that? Nimrod lived 215 years and he died. And the days that Nimrod reigned upon the people of the land were 185 years. So he ruled for a long time, man. And Nimrod died by the sword of Esau in shame and contempt, and the seed of Abraham caused his death, as he has seen in his dream. It's the seed of Abraham was going to cause him to die. This guy Esau killed Nimrod. And at the death of Nimrod, his kingdom became divided into many divisions. And all those parts that Nimrod reigned over were restored to the respective kings of the land, who recovered them after the death of Nimrod. And all the people of the house of Nimrod were for a long time enslaved to all the other kings of the land. There you have it. So when you start reading your Bible, as we go through reading the Bible, we gotta know who this Esau, this Edom person is, because they play a prevalent role in the Bible all the way through. We see the characteristics of this Esau character, this Edom, who later becomes Idumea, who later becomes Rome. You see his characteristics, you see his origins. And his origins are still, you can still see them today in the people. You know what I'm saying? All right, look, if you got any questions, hit me up. If you agree with what I say, hit me up. But I think it's pretty self-explanatory, man. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what's going on here. And why they wanted to keep the book of Jasher out the Bible, why they wanted to keep the book of Enoch out the Bible, and why they took all the other books out the Bible, because it explains who these people are. As we continue to read in the Bible, man, you know, I'll take it verse by. We're gonna take it verse by verse, man. We're gonna decipher it. You know, we're gonna seek it out, man. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But I'm starting to, I'm just starting to just see things in a whole different light, man. There's things that's going on in this world that's wicked. These elitists know it. They already, they know things, man. You just have to read up on it. Why are we up in the Middle East all this time? Why do we have a UN station on top of Mount Hermon, where the fallen angels came down? Why do we have that? Why? You got to think about some things, man. You just can't just accept things, man. Just don't accept. Don't even trust your government, man. Because Ephesians 6:12, man. We fight against powers and principalities. You see these UFOs. You see these angels starting to come back, man. These fallen angels starting to come back. You see it. It's happening. Don't fool yourself, bro. All right, it's your boy. Y'all's chosen one, man. Get back with me. Shalom.